Welcome everyone to a new Vanessa miniatures painting recipe. Today I will show you how I painted Kragnos shield. It is one of many non-metal metal recipe which uses no metallic paint to create a metal effect. This process has many steps, but you can decide the extent to which you feel like pushing your own painting depending on your projects. Before we continue, please let me know if you like this video by giving me a little thumbs up and subscribe for more regular content. You can also comment here or on Instagram the recipes you would like me to make a tutorial about. Without further ado, let's paint! The base color in this recipe is Citadel contrast paint Cygor Brown, applied over a zenithal. If you have never heard of it, a zenithal is a method that consists of creating lights and shadows as an undercoat for your painting. This way, you can determine the direction of your light before you start painting. I proceed with a dry brush of Mournfang brown on the edges of the shield. I then humidify my brush with a sponge or a wet towel, for instance, and stipple the flat surfaces. I start in the middle of the surface and work my way toward the shade as the paint fades from my brush. It is important not to heavily charge the brush, as we want the paint applied to remain thin. You can use a towel or your hand, painter's favorite tool, to wipe off the excess. Next, I apply the lighter tone Skrag brown on a smaller surface where the light is more important. The same dry brush and stippling steps are done with Ungor flesh, again on a reduced surface toward the light source. Then, with a fine brush, I paint the edges and stipple where the light is the strongest. I do not worry right now about blending, as I only want to sketch the light reflections. Before I finish with the last highlight, I want to better blend the previous colors. For that, I will use the intermediate color Skrag Brown and create a glaze by making it slightly translucent. I apply it where the intermediate color is more important, purposely going over the edges of darker and lighter tones to blend them.
I
I do the same with Ungor flesh to extend the light zones and blur the initial stippling in the intermediate zone. You could do the same with Mournfang brown, stepping between dark and intermediate, and so on. You might want to play with glazes until you reach a blending you are satisfied with. Once this is done, I take Cygor brown, the darkest tone, to enhance the shade zones along the edges of the shield details and the hollow parts of the bumps. I touch up all the edges that are touched by the light source with the Ungor flesh. And finally, with Vallejo model color white, I create little dots of light where the source shines brightly. The white is important to create the effect of metallic by contrasting with the darker Cygor brown. I give one last touch of color to the shield to give it life. First with the diluted contrast paint Creep Camo for a touch of green toward the shades, to make the brass look more ancient. And finally, a filter of yellow with Iyanden yellow to give it a more golden touch. That's it for this video. I hope you found it useful and that the process will inspire you to create your own recipe. A warm thank you to my sponsor, Abyss Game Store in Montreal, where I get all my painting and gaming materials. If you like my work, you may also support me on Patreon or join me for live streaming on Twitch. In the meantime, keep painting and I'll see you soon.